Well, welcome everybody. We just did our introduction saying what we were drinking and the servings of produce that we eat on a daily basis. So we just want to welcome you to our healthy snacks and nutritional hacks recess, because during this COVIDcation, we know that we need a recess, and what a better time to do it than a Friday night. So I'm going to get started. My name is Michaela Peterson. I am a pharmacist from Minden, Nebraska, and a health coach, and a mom of 4 kiddos, and Madden needs a recess too because it's her favorite time of day in kindergarten, right? And actually, she is just sitting on my lap for the first snack that I'm going to share with you, which is a graze tray. And I don't know how many of you have tried this. Raise your hand if you've tried a graze tray. Dawn has, Dawn does daycare, Michelle has. These are the best way that I have found to get your kids to eat produce. It's just a muffin tin. And Madden, say what we have here. We've got cutie oranges, we've got raspberries, we've got pistachios, walnuts, and cashews, pineapple, celery. We have my husband goes elk hunting every year, and so we do elk sticks. I have a little decadent slot, which is chocolate chips that they kind of go nuts over. We've got carrots and then blueberries, green olives. I've got a kiddo that'll eat a whole canister of green olives. We have a cheese stick, strawberries, and I think that's it. So do you want to go take that to the other kids? Okay. Our story though began 6 years ago, and my kids 100% would have never eaten all of that graze tray. They were picky eaters. We were sick all the time. We were in the doctor several times a month sometimes. And I just thought that that was normal as a mom of kids of an 8-month-old, 2-year-old, 4 and 5-year-old. And I just lived with it. And one thing though that I've always loved to do is have a garden. And so I heard about this thing called a tower garden that is also made by Juice Plus, which is the catalyst that we use to gain our better health. And a tower garden you can grow indoors and outdoors, or outdoors. It grows 28 different plants, no seed, no soil, no weeds, and most importantly, no bull snakes. And that is what I really hated about gardening. So how many of you have a tower garden? Okay, so we've got a few. So this is what you can grow on your tower garden. I've got some lettuce. Maybe that's spinach. I don't know. You don't even need to know what it is to grow it, basically, is the bottom line. We've got some seedlings here that are ready to go in the tower garden. And it is a great way. We know that kids eat most what they grow themselves. And so it's just an awesome way to have that in your home. It's bright, it's colorful, and it's fresh produce, which I can't think of a better time to need fresh produce than right now. We literally have only gone to the grocery store 2 times in a month, and it wasn't for lettuce, which is what we used to go for all the time. So I was introduced to the tower garden by actually Erin's awesome sister, Diane, who's also a pharmacist. And within one conversation, she said to me, "What do you do nutritionally to support your family?" And I thought we ate healthy, but here's the thing. There is no way that we ate cherries, apples, beets, peach, pineapple, lemon peel, cranberry, date, orange, mango, prune, broccoli, cabbage, parsley, carrot, garlic, kale, spinach, tomato, artichoke, bilberry, blackberry, blackcurrant, cranberry, elderberry, blueberry, cocoa, Concord grape, pomegranate, or raspberry on a weekly basis. That's me getting that in myself and my kids, let alone a daily basis. So she introduced us to an amazing product called Juice Plus. Everything that I just read to you is contained in Juice Plus, minus this, that's our omega. It's literally 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries that have been picked at the vine ripest stage and then pulverized and dehydrated and put into a capsule. And it has been an amazing change for our family. I went from having a gagging 2-year-old at anything green to someone who asked for seconds all the time of anything green. That happened within 4 weeks. We had trouble with our 4-year-old who had trouble with focus. She was climbing up on our laps and asking us to read her book after book within a few weeks. I had energy that was through the roof. And honestly, in 6 years, we've only had 3 sick visits to the doctor, 1 antibiotic for strep throat that only hit 1 child, which is unheard of. And our health has never been better. So anyway, that is our story. The reason that I share Juice Plus is because I really dove into the research, and I messaged a mom of a kiddo with cancer, and her message back to me was, how long have you known about this, and why wouldn't you tell me sooner? And I realized then and there that I took an oath to do no harm, and by not sharing this, I was doing harm. So that is our catalyst that has been the easy button for our health. And I'm so excited to be on this call with several other friends who also took part in that easy button. And we are going to show you some nutritional hacks and ways that you can get your kids to eat things that maybe don't seem healthy, but are really good for them. So Julia, I'm going to unmute you. And if you want to share your healthy snack and your experience, that'd be great.
Hey. Hi, everybody. Glad you joined us tonight. I had decided that I was going to make, I actually got the recipe from Nyla Christensen, for those of you that know her, protein puppy chow. I wrote it on the board for you, and my kids are witness. They love it, and it tastes really, really, really yummy. But I made it today, and I will show you the ingredients, and it's super, super simple. So the first several ingredients on there, you add to a bowl that it's gonna be microwavable. So your chocolate chips, peanut butter, honey, and coconut oil. And I used the peanut butter powder is what I used today, just because it was available. The coconut oil, some honey, and then just regular chocolate chips. And I put those in a bowl, and you at half power, so at 50% power, for 20 seconds at a time, and stir it every 20 seconds until everything's melted together. Take it out of the microwave, and you put in your teaspoon of vanilla, and then you have your, I had these on hand because I have a child or a granddaughter that's has celiac, so I always keep gluten-free stuff around. I put 4.5 cups in a bowl and poured this stuff on top of it. Just kept stirring it until everything was coated well. And then you just take a big gallon bag, and I put two scoops of the complete chocolate. You can use chocolate or vanilla, depending on your taste. But I used 2 scoops of the chocolate shake, shook it all up, throw it out on a piece of wax paper, and put it in the fridge for a couple hours, and you're good to go. So that's my tasty treat for tonight.
I can't believe that bowl is still full.
That's because I had to keep them away all day. As this is over, it'll be gone, I'm sure.
Right.
But, and then my story started when Michaela's husband, actually Mark, came to pick up their kids at our house one night. My daughters had watched the kids, and it'd been a long day at work, and I was just struggling with being extremely tired all the time, falling asleep on the couch at 8:30 at night, and just not sleeping well at all. And like a lot of other people, just trying to get healthy and trying everything I could think of and not succeeding well at anything. Anyway, he shared Juice Plus with me then, and I went on as a partner right away and ordered it for my family. And within 2 weeks, I had more energy than I could have ever imagined, than I'd had in 15 years, and was sleeping better. My kids struggle with different seasonal allergies, and those got better. Acne got better. There's been several other things along the way that have just, it's been an amazing journey for our family, and we're just about at 4 years, and I wouldn't do without it.
It's amazing. I love your story. Do you want to introduce Sam?
Sure. So Samantha is one of my 4 daughters, and she just came on the 14th as a partner with me, and she got her first customer signed up today, so was really excited for her. And I'll let you share your story, and you have a little snack too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Am I unmuted already?
Yes, you're good.
Oh. I don't have a huge story, I guess. My mom, when she first started, I thought it was like all of those other ones that people just like beg you and beg you and beg you to purchase. Like they message you on social media, like the Arbonne stuff and stuff like that. I was like, I am not about that. I don't give into any of those things, because half the time you spend so much money and they don't work, and they preach at you, and it's like, give me your money, and I hated that. And so it was really hard for me to agree to start partnering with it. It was a big step. I was nervous about not having people to sell to, or just not being in the right age group that people aren't able to like afford it financially. And so that was a big step. But it's actually turned out pretty good. I've had quite a few people that are really interested, and so I'm kind of getting a little bit more confident with that. I have noticed a lot of changes though. I sleep a lot better and my cravings have changed. And that was a big thing for me to notice, because like not thinking that it would work at all. And my mom begging me day after day after day to take it. And I would never take it consistently. I was like, it's not going to work. It's fruits and vegetables. I'll just go to the store and I'll get them myself. And obviously it doesn't work like that. It's a lot different. But so just seeing that like my sleep was better and my cravings and stuff like that were a lot better, it was a huge thing for me to see. And I'm still getting into it and getting more and more knowledgeable, I guess, about it. And I'm excited to see what other changes it brings. I've seen really good results so far, so I'm excited to see what it does.
That's awesome. Tell us about your favorite snack.
Okay, my favorite snack is just a really simple smoothie. I use whatever fruit I have. So right now we have mangoes. So I'll take like half of a mango and cut it up and put it in. And then my mom, with her tower garden, she gives us some greens. So we've been putting these in here, or just like regular spinach you get at the store. I put a lot in. I never used to do that because the green color freaked me out and I thought you could taste it. But as soon as I did it, it wasn't bad at all. And then I like almond milk. So I just get like the regular, this one my mom gave me, but this one is just like unsweetened almond milk. And I like that because it makes it a little bit thicker, and I'm a huge texture person. I was just telling Michaela, I like to put the powder in it because I know it's good for you. I know you need it, and it has a lot of benefits. And so at first I tried putting in a full scoop, and I can't do the texture again. So I narrowed it down to like half of a scoop instead. And so I like that in there. And then I will just I do the capsules. Wes likes the gummies, so he eats the gummies, but I take the capsules and I open them up and I put them in the smoothie, and I really like that because you can't really taste them.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Sam.
Yeah.
Okay, next we have Miss Dawn, and I know you have a similar, your story is absolutely amazing. Dawn does daycare, and I wish that there would have been someone in my hometown like Dawn, because she makes every meal from scratch. She is so aware of what she is feeding those kids, and literally she has transformed her daycare with the addition of Juice Plus, and I love it. Your daycare kids are so healthy. They eat anything. They love your tower garden, and so I can't wait for everyone to hear what you bless us with tonight, Dawn.
Thanks there, Michaela. I would not say that everybody just like eats everything I give them, but they have to try it. So put it that way. But yeah, so I was raised by a mom that was very organic and very healthy, and so I've always cooked from scratch. That's who I am, and so I thought I was doing a great job. But I've learned so much through this company and through this business, because the kids, like you said with the tower or whatever, is with them being involved in it is totally different. And so they have tried so many more things, and they experience so much more with hands-on and being like, I'm going to try this because I touched it. So they're going to do that. And I love the fact that my kids, every day, if I don't make a smoothie, they say to me, like, you said we have a smoothie every day. So if we don't have one for breakfast, we make sure we have one for snack. And they're simple. They're super simple. I don't do like tons of crazy stuff, but they can go pick stuff off my new tower to put in there, but it's really just the complete is so delicious that they just can have just that with some peanut butter. We'll put that in with the complete with some almond milk and some ice, or with the vanilla, we'll just do a little cinnamon or what else do we put in there? Like peanut butter or like fruit, fresh frozen fruit, and they just love it. And they tell me like, well, we didn't have it for breakfast. We have to have it for a snack. I'm like, yeah, we can. So
That's awesome.
that's my story. But yeah, my kids love it.
Share with us your Juice Plus journey, because your story is second to none.
Well, so I guess from the beginning, I just really wanted to learn how to do a salad in a jar. And that was the beginning. And I was like, how can I do that so that I have a quick lunch for myself, so that I had something healthy that I could have every day for lunch. And I wanted to be able to do that. And I had Carissa come over, a friend of mine, and she taught me to do the salad in a jar. And and she talked about Juice Plus. And so we're like, well, tell us about that and what that is. And I was like, well, that seems too good to be true, right? That it's just like fruits and vegetables in a capsule. So we learned about that, and we did that with my family. And I have a son who has Asperger's, and he eats terrible. And his diet was more about grains. He loves grains. He loves cereals and pastas and those kind of things. And he's 29 now. And so when he was younger, I could give him all those whole fruits and vegetables that I would prepare for him. But now that he's older, he liked to feed himself, of course. And I said, okay, so will you try Plus? And he said, okay, so he was going to try the Juice Plus. And it was, I don't want to call it a miracle, but it was something that was just like incredible, the way that it helped with his speech and helped him be able to, we talk about the brain fog for a child, and he was able to come out and within like a month of taking Juice Plus, he was just able to, his speech was just so much better. And so my husband and I were just like, I think there's something to this. I think there's something that really is making sense. So at that time, JB has Crohn's disease. My husband has Crohn's. And he was like, okay. And he was the financial guy. So he was like, I'm not going to spend money on something that I don't believe in. But he really thought that Garrett had some tangible differences. So he wanted to try it. And then JB's with his Crohn's, that really seemed to make a huge difference as well. And he was going to his doctor and was able to get off of several of his Crohn's medications. And now his Crohn's has been in remission for the last like 2.5 years. So I would have to say that it's fruits and vegetables, right? And it's you have to like get those into your system. And so that made a huge difference.
I love your story. I could hear it over and over and over, and it never gets old. So thank you so much, Dawn, for sharing. Well, we are about super simple. So whether it's the snacks that we eat in our home or the products that we put in our body, we want it to be simple. We want it to have a food label, not a supplement label. And that is one thing that, you know, as a pharmacist made me fall in love with the Juice Plus products. Everything, you know, has a food label. The omegas is the only thing that we haven't talked about yet. We talked about the fruits, the veggies, and the berries in a capsule. And as a mom, the thing that appealed to me most is that my kids could get it for free with any adult order. I love that. You've heard actually 3 recipes. I'm going to share one last recipe with you that involves our complete protein powder. So that is like macronutrition versus the Juice Plus is micronutrition. My last recipe that I want to share are these nice little protein balls. How many of you have made these? I think they're a staple in every home. My little guy, I had to actually hide these in the office today because I made a batch of them. And my little guy will eat 9 in one day. And I tease that if maybe that's all I ate, then I could probably have a 6-pack like he does. But they love them. And how can you tell them no when it's peanut butter, oats, trail mix? I put dates in there. I put a couple of we have the protein powder, but we also have a fig bar, a date fig bar that's chocolate. And then we also have a tart cherry and honey bar that is the same as the complete, just in a bar form. And I grind those up and put those in there as well, along with the complete, a little water, cinnamon. You can put in chia seeds or whatever you want to put in, you can put in. And, you know, the kids absolutely love them. So we've got the macronutrition and the micronutrition covered. A gap in our nutrition, though, was omegas. And I knew as a pharmacist that 98% of the population is deficient in omegas, but I had never met an omega that had not been heated to a high temperature. And we know when you heat oil, what happens? It degrades, it gets rancid, and the toxicity is not taken out with that heat, right? So you still have the heavy metals. And I did not learn in pharmacy school that fish do not produce omegas. We're actually butchering the fish for the plants that they eat. And so I'm so excited that we have a plant-based omega. That's this little orange bottle on the end. It is algae oil. It's sea buckthorn berry, pomegranate, raspberry seed oil, safflower, and tomato oil. It's what I use on my face for moisturizer. Believe it or not, I bite open a capsule, drizzle it on my face. You would never do that with a disgusting fish oil. I literally bite it open and put it in a raspberry hole for my younger kids, or I squirt it right on their tongues, and they absolutely love it. And that really rounds out our nutrition, other than we supplement vitamin D. And I feel like we have bridged the gaps with what we do consume on a daily basis. We know that from the 40 published clinical studies that prove what these products do in the human body. Not only is it studied in major institutions all over the world, but we know that it's been studied in cancer patients, pregnant women, and kids. And everyone that you have heard on this call tonight would not go a day without that easy button that we have found to better our immune system, which, what a better time in our world to not only better our immune system, but clean up our snacks a little bit, throw something new in the mix. So does anyone else have a snack that they want to share? Nope, that's okay. Well, thank you,
Erin. Could I just take it? I just want to give a shout out to Sylvia, who joined a little later. She's a new rep with us, and she's also an RN. She and Matt are both RNs. They went to school together, and brand new to our team. And I just wanted to give a warm welcome and thank you guys for the recipes, and thank you, Michaela, and everyone else for sharing your stories. And we'll see you on the Monday night calls, I guess.
Yes.
I wanted to say thank you too, because Matt and Sylvia and Julia and Erin, you guys are all nurses, nurse practitioner, and on the front line, and we really appreciate what you guys do out there in the world, you know, not including what you're going to do with Juice Plus and how that's going to make a difference, but thank you for what you guys all do with that. And thank you all for sharing tonight. I really enjoyed hearing everybody's stories. And I want to try that. I've never heard of that before. That, what do you call it? Protein puppy chow?
Puppy chow. It's amazing.
You'll love it.
I wish I could have some right now.
Me too.
I will say I like to make the cookie dough. Does anybody make the cookie dough with the complete?
I haven't.
Okay, tell us about that. I make it a lot, but you tell us. What do you do?
Who's made it? Oh. You want me to tell you how, or Erin, how you make it? How do you make it, Erin?
Well, I don't know if it's more cookie, almost every single night. Because if I make a batch of energy bites, we will eat them within a day. And so what we generally do is we will have our dinner, and then my daughter's kind of a master with the energy bites. She will make us all individual little energy bites with, my husband likes his with chocolate. I like mine with vanilla. So she understands. I like almond butter. He likes peanut butter. And so like for mine, for example, she'll throw in some oats. She'll throw in a little bit of almond butter, about half a scoop of vanilla complete, the vegan chocolate chips. And sometimes she'll put flaxseed, chia seed, or something else in there, and then mixes it up, and we just eat it directly right away. And so for my husband, his is a little different, but we just make little, and it just tastes like cookie dough. You're right. It's like an oat milk cookie that's just yummy. And we use maple syrup too, by the way, for the sweetener instead of honey, but it's so good. So that's how we make it. But I'm not sure how you guys make it.
Delicious.
Wow, I'm gonna do that, because sometimes I want the complete balls, the energy bites, whatever, but I want them now, and I don't want to take the time to make them. And so that would be great. So I'll just take a little ramekin, and I'll put like a tablespoon of coconut oil in it, and I'll melt it, and then I add a scoop of vanilla or chocolate. And I'm a chocolate freak, but I actually make my cookie dough usually with the vanilla. And then I have been known to put in like powdered peanut butter or something before, but all I do is mix the vanilla and the coconut oil, and then I add a little bit of almond milk. And there's something about the cold almond milk hitting the coconut oil with the complete that makes it cookie dough texture. And then I add the little mini Enjoy Life chocolate chips or whatever. And if I don't have vegan chocolate chips, I add regular chocolate chips. So whatever. I mean, it's not always perfect, but it sure tastes good. And then, what I'm getting, 13 grams of fiber. I'm getting a healthy fat, which curbs your cravings too. And I'm getting 8 grams of fiber, 13 grams of protein. Yeah. And awesome. I mean, and it's so good.
And you can also, like what we do is I'll make a big batch and I'll put them on a cookie sheet on parchment paper, and then we'll put them in the freezer, and I'll flash freeze them. And then the kids literally think that they're eating cookie dough. And it's like, absolutely. You go ahead and make everyone jealous as you're getting on the school bus that you're eating cookie dough first thing in the morning. It is just awesome. I love that it's whole food. I would never be able to convince my kids to eat alfalfa sprout and broccoli and quinoa and millet and amaranth and algae and all of those different things that are so good for them right off the bat in the morning. So you can also make a hot chocolate out of it, which is really popular in our house. You can make a banana ice cream like we talked about that I think tastes better than a Wendy's Frosty. And we just love the versatility of it. And we love the peace of mind that comes with flooding your body with produce. So
how do you make the banana ice cream? You can't leave us hanging.
Oh, I'm sorry. We just do a couple frozen bananas. Everyone has bananas that sometimes get overripe. And so I just peel them and put them in a Ziploc bag in the freezer. And I toss 2 of them in our Ninja, and I do the chocolate complete and about a tablespoon of peanut butter. I do like 1 twist of sea salt because I like that kind of savory that it's not so sweet then. And then we do a scoop or 2 of the chocolate complete and just enough almond milk to make it soft serve consistency. You can also do water if you don't want to do almond milk, but it literally is like a Frosty then. It's delicious. And in the fall and the spring, the kids get on the bus with that in the morning, along with a protein ball. And in the winter, they do hot chocolate, which is complete with water, almond milk, and peanut butter. And I just shake it up in a shaker bottle. And then it's not too hot for them to have on the bus, but they love it. So.
Sounds good.
Does anyone have any questions? Okay, well, thanks for joining us. I'm going to stop the recording. And if you want to continue recess, we totally can. Thanks for joining us.